Hey guys, what's going on? What's happening? All right, so we are getting things ready for tonight. Everything's good to go. I hope everybody can hear me all right. Um, let a couple more people slide in here and we'll see what's going on for this evening. Um, who can I see that's here? Anybody? Yes, I can't see anybody yet. All right, so all right, guys, here we go. Hey guys, hey Fritz, what's up, buddy? All right, so let's talk about the week before we get started. It has been, for lack of better words, an ass-kicking week for me this week. It's absolutely crazy. We de-leased a driver, Chris. He left. Uh, we leased on a new driver, and I want to welcome Dell to the DD214 family. He's on now, headed to Wisconsin, I do believe. And we did have the pleasure of going down to Rock Hill, South Carolina, and delivering coffee and a snack to them. There's a picture. That's Mila and my son. Then we took them Bojangles biscuits and a ton of coffee and condiments and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We really appreciate them letting us come down and thanking them for all they do. One thing I also want to talk about real quick is fuel. You know, the price of fuel has come down. Hey, Ozzy, how's it going, guys? Vroom, vroom. You missed us last time. Alan, hello. Everybody. Now, one thing I want to talk to you guys real quick is about fuel. And fuel is going to be your largest expense. And I wanted to talk real quick about how important it is to get you an app, something that can show you fuel prices in the areas that you're working in. Now, I want to show you, I took this video right here. Let me put it up real quick. I took this video, and it goes to show you how crossing the street, something as simple as crossing the street, can make or save you money. Look at this. And you saved 41 cents a gallon. That easy. And this is, I've talked about this a lot, about making sure that you have an app or something that will show you the fuel prices. Now, on my truck alone, 41 cents a gallon on a 50-gallon fill up is $20.50. And when I'm out running, I normally fill up twice. So that's $41 a day. That's $200 a week, any way you look at it. So I'm telling you, you got to pay attention. So get you an app. I don't care what app you use. I personally use Gas Buddy because it's a free app, and that's what I use. So, all right. Want to take a minute. I had this up before. I want to take a minute real quick and thank all you veterans and first responders for all you do and all you continue to do for this country. We would not be the country we are without you. So thank you much. Now, a lot of hell, hate, and discontent went on this week with our ELD provider. I'm not going to name them at this point. I am going to tell you they flat lied to me. They cost about $42,000 in gross revenue. So I'm not happy. I'm moving. I will eventually, when it's all said and done, I will name who they are. But right now, I'm going to be quiet. We are moving, and I am pissed. Tell you the story. I called in. I needed 3 ELDs. I told them I needed it expedited. This was on the 9th. Told them I needed it expedited. No problem, no problem. On Monday, I called back because I hadn't seen anything. And guys, I called back. It hadn't shipped. Nothing. Nothing was done. They come up with some lame excuses. First excuse was, oh, your credit card payment didn't go through. Well, I know that's bullshit. I got a black. It's got no limit on it. So they never called me. Nothing. They just dropped it. Lied to me, lied to me, lied to me, lied to me, and lied to me. And let me just tell you, 3 ELDs ordered on the 9th to be overnighted. They dropped it on my door today. Do the math. Truck ought to make $1,000 a day. There's 3 of them. So we're pushing 50 grand by the time this is all said and done. So next thing they wanted to do is blame it on the shipper. It's not the shipper's fault. It's their fault. The shipper never lied to me. They lied to me. So that's my rant on the ELD for today. Now, sorry, I will tell you guys, if you're on the Patreon site, you'll know. If you're not on the Patreon site, just so you know, that's the Patreon site is that. And this is where we can actually, you pick up a phone, call me, I call you, I'll give you personal one-on-one stuff. And all the proceeds go to the Wounded Warrior Project and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So if you want to do that, that's awesome. All right, so what?
There's a comment.
Yes. What has been screwing me around in 3 trucks, not letting my drivers go in drive mode and not getting the drive option. Look, dude. Again, brother, I'm going to tell you now that I'm not saying who this is, but you're pretty close. So, and you need to stop laughing at me. I'm so mad I could just spit fire, guys, over this. That is ridiculous. I mean, absolutely freaking ridiculous. All right, so in the news, here we go. Put this on your calendar. If you don't have it on your calendar, get it on your calendar. May 16th through the 18th is the National Road Check Week. Okay, it's a 72-hour period where the CSVA conducts random checks on carriers nationwide for different safety violations. Any violation found by the CSVA will result in the carrier being put out of service until the violations are fixed, which can create a capacity crunch for these 72 hours. All right. It seems like they're on it now, because I'm going to tell you now, we've had a couple in the last couple of days. They just keep pounding us. Dale got on the road, I guess, Thursday, and he's already had one. So if you don't have your stuff right, man, get it right, because it's not a joke. All right, so the next thing is, here's some great news. Not really, I'm being facetious. So here's a little bit of great news. House bill will require the FMCSA to update their carrier safety regulations. Listen to this. New legislation introduced on the 9th, same day I ordered my ELD, by the way. This will probably become law. So, if passed, would require the Department of Transportation to enact safety fitness determination tests for trucking companies. All right, it's not like we're not going through them now, but they're going to get tighter. As well, here's the little crunch on this, as well as require manufacturers, shippers, and brokers to ensure trucking companies are licensed, registered, and insured before using their services. Now, this is a bipartisan deal, so it's going to pass. It's already been sent to the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. So, guys, listen, I'm just telling you that it's getting tighter and tighter, and if you're not quite there as far as being legal or making sure your stuff is tight, high and tight, guys, make sure that stuff's high and tight. And you know, there's so many things that go into a level 1 inspection, and doing these 72 hours, they're going to crunch down hard. They're going to be under the trucks. They're going to be on the brakes. They're going to be measuring the tires, everything. So put it on, take the 3 days off, or don't. It doesn't scare me. I'm right. I'll run those days just to be spiteful. So anyway, make sure your stuff's tight. All right. So let me now open this up this evening to questions, and I will try to answer them the best I can. I have to stop this banner from running down here. Okay. Now, so what we got? Let's go. Pros, cons, short bed mega cab. Short bed mega cab. Short bed mega cab, I don't have a pro or con for it. It's all on what you like. I don't know how the ride would be. If the shorter wheelbase may give you a little rough ride. I'm not sure. I haven't been in one. I can't professionally speak on it. But Alan, mega cab is going to give you about that much more room in the back, so I'm sure every inch of space is good. But your bed is going to cut off 2 feet on the bed. So I think if it were me, I would rather have the 2 feet on the bed and the longer wheelbase than I would the 12 inches in the cab. But it's a personal preference. We got something else? Mm-hmm. You mentioned that in hindsight, you would have bought a 5500. Why? All right. So, you know, I've jumped back and forth on this. Okay. And in hindsight, now knowing what I know now, I probably would stay with where I'm at. I have swapped because all you're really getting with a 5500, that it honestly is, you're getting dual framed, heavier springs, so you got more towing capacity. But as I've evolved and have seen other guys using 5500s, they can tow more than I can tow. But the weakness becomes the trailer then. You can actually get a truck that can tow more than what you can put on your trailer. So you got to really manage it. Right now, we have a gentleman running a 5500 with a sleeper and a 53-foot, truly a 53-foot step deck trailer, Diamond C. And the problem I see with that setup is the fuel. That trailer is so heavy that no matter, and that trailer will haul more than the truck will pull. So you got to sort of try to balance it out. I would like to think that I have a decent balance with what I have. I have a 3500. I've set it up with airbags. I've got a 35 and 5 trailer, which gives me 40 foot with a deck over, which I can throw another, 2,000 pounds up there. But I can literally, the max weight capacity for that, the max combination weight capacity is 43,000 pounds, 43,500. So I think that as far as that goes, I think I'm pretty good where I'm at. I'm just, if I'm going to go any bigger than a 3,500, I'm going to a semi. I can't see where the 5,500's going to help me out that much. And Jeff, I may switch back as my knowledge increases, as I learn more, as I do more, as I see more. it may switch back, but for now, from the 35, I'm going to a semi if I go that way. I hope that answers your question. If not, please hit me back. What we got? Room. Hey, brother. Let's see. If I purchase an ELD, want to change providers, can the ELD system be used, or do I have to buy a new one from the new provider? Well, first of all, if you go through anybody I recommend, the first deal I cut is you get free equipment. Okay. So anybody I send you to is not going to charge you for equipment. Now, I will tell you that the company I'm going to requires a 3-year commitment. And I did it. I didn't really want to do it. And the minute they lied to me, they broke their contract. So I'll be out of it, just like the first guys. Let's see what you said. ELD sitting used, you have to buy a new. You have to send that equipment back to whoever it is. If you're doing ABC ELD, you have their equipment, that equipment goes back. Okay, everybody's got proprietary equipment. So I hope that answered your question. What do we got? I use the Keep Trucking app for my 99 HOTSHOT truck. My 2010 Peterbilt, I went with an LD, no subscription. You know, I get it. I get what you're saying. And if you're a one truck operation, you might can use that Garmin ELD. I've never used it. I don't have anything good or bad to say about it. But once you get to the operation that I'm running here, I've got to be able to bring everything in-house where I can see it. And I find that these larger ELD companies that are good companies, we're able to do that, and it does a lot. I'm not sure what Garmin offers. If they offer do they have an IFTA and all that? You can hit me back and tell me. IFTA reporting and all the other stuff. You know, do they have that? Okay, what do we got? Here's a test for a 55 verse. Do a load board search for weight, 45K versus 20K. Absolutely. That's it. Absolutely. Now, the other test is on the 20K, look at what they're offering per mile versus what they're offering for 45K. That's where the big thing comes in. And what kind of equipment are you running, a dry van or a flatbed? If you're running a flatbed, they may be comparable, but 45K is a lot of weight. Okay. So just remember that. And that's what I look at too, is what am I going to get for fuel mileage off a semi versus off of the hot shot? And remember, fuel is your number one expense. So those are the things I'm looking at. Now with a semi, one of the reasons I'm not going to a semi is cost of operation. It is massive, guys, massive costs of operation. So, you know, that's why I haven't went. What we got?
Okay, Jeff said you answered his question.
Thank you, Jeff. No worries. Yes, sir. All right. If you buy a glider kit, are you exempt? Are you ELD exempt? You're not ELD exempt for anything. Are you talking about the, I don't know what you're talking about, Louis. Come back to me. Come back to me on a glider kit so I understand before I say anything. Mm-hmm. The 65 thing is killing me, so the short bed gets me there. Thinking opens up a lot more freight options, 34 to 36. Go. Man, Alan, if that's what you're thinking, brother, 65 thing doesn't scare me a bit. You know, I'm right there at it. I'll take my bumper off, smile, you know, whatever we got to do. But, you know, look, I've run this stuff. I have never been pulled over for 65 feet. Never. I'm not saying you can't. And I'm not saying there's not a Barney out there that won't, because you know there is. But I understand your concern. And it's good that you're taking that concern into consideration. So, you go, man. What else we got? Nah, 45K is easy way for a semi. Yeah, but what is it paying, Jeremy Deals? Ah, you smart. Take that off of there. 22 people glider. No, you're not going to be, Lewis, you're not going to be exempt from anything. I'm not sure how you were trying to say, if you're hauling freight, commercial, you have to be under an ELD. Your only options are within the 150 air mile rule. You can get away with it, but even then, most trucking companies don't. They are still making you run it because it's just too much headache not to run it. So, yeah, you're going to need a ELD. RJ, any updates on the shirt stickers being available for sale? I got some hats. You want a hat? We got hats. I over-ordered some hats. But RJ, I will update you soon. What? Oh, sorry. So, okay. So, you got it? Are we on? Are we live? We have a problem over here. I'm on it over here. No, you're having a problem, not me. I think I'm still live over here. So next week, he's on here now. Jeremy is a DD214 driver. And I'm going to have Jeremy on here this next week. He's going to be on here live, and he's here to answer your questions. So I'm pretty excited about that. Jeremy is running like a scalded dog out there, and I love it. He's doing really well. Very proud of him. And, I don't make his head too big. He won't be able to get out of the truck. But, yeah, I will. RJ, I will absolutely get you an update on that quick. You come over here and help me. I can't do it. I can't do both of this stuff. I can barely do that. She's having some issues on that side. What we got? What is the outlook on rates increasing to summer rates? It's going to depend on the fuel, guys. The fuel is going to dictate the rates, and you will dictate the rates. What I am telling everybody, and I'm going to put this on a t-shirt. If I put this on a t-shirt, who would wear it? And it would be an Iggy 6 t-shirt, and it would say, if it don't pay, let it stay. And that's what we do. If it's not paying, we're not putting it on our truck. Period. Because it's not worth it. At what point did I sign up to haul people's freight and me lose money? I'm not doing it. My guys aren't going to do it. No. So, I've been doing this a long time, and sometimes I call and say, hey, did you mispost this? And they're like, no, this is what we're doing. I'm like, good luck with that. Sure shit, some bottom feeder will slide in and take it. Makes no sense to me why people are using up their equipment just to run somebody else's freight cheap. Don't do it, guys. Okay. What we got? Okay. Alan, I will hit you up on the hat, brother. I will. I went crazy on the hats. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did. I don't know if she misunderstood me on what I said, but yeah, $23 a piece, what I'm paying for them. So yeah, I was like, God damn.
Read that one on the screen.
Let's see, Lewis. On death. They'll say, unless you live in Texas, it's a free-for-all. Yes, James, you are correct. It is a free-for-all. Let's see, no death is good enough for me. I can deal with the ELD as long as I don't have that diff jump. Well, you know, if you can get one with without a diff, that's cool. Guys, look, I haven't had a problem out of mine. It's hard. I know that some do. I do. I just haven't had a problem out of it. When I have the problem out of it, I will absolutely be raising hell with you. Now, one thing I do hear a lot of and have read a lot about is on the diff tanks or the diff systems, what happens is when a truck is idle, it will build up a bunch of that soot and not burn off and clog that thing, and that's where you get problems. So, you know, be sure that if you're going to idle it, if you have to idle it, then you get on it and make sure you're running it hard enough that when it regens, it'll burn all that stuff off. Okay, what we got? I absolutely love my mega cab. There you go. Jeremy's got a mega cab. Jeremy, look, Alan, Jeremy, come back and ask him some of these questions next week. Having that extra space in the back is a lifesaver. Jeremy, are you 8 foot or 6 foot bed? I don't remember. Not that one. Okay, so what do we got next?
Still the same subject.
Okay.
No
No death for me either. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get rid of. Oh no. Okay, grab something, throw it up there. All right, at James. What do you mean by if you live in Texas, it's a free-for-all? I'm in Texas. Well, it's just a wide, wild west down there, and he was joking, but it's like the crazy west wild west out there, and people just do sort of whatever they want to do. Let's see, what do we got? Use high idle. Ozzy says you can do that, but it still clogs it up. It's not running at RPM enough to actually run that regen. And Jeremy does have a 6 foot bed, so yeah. I mean, Jeremy, does it affect the ride any at all, or do you know any different? So what we're doing now is we're just waiting on. Do you hire non-military drivers? Here's a question. Okay, I don't hire anybody. We take on. It says, do you hire non-military drivers? We take on lease-on drivers. If you have the right equipment and a CDL, we can either dispatch you or we can lease you on. Now, our main focus is veterans and first responders. Our attitude is very militaristic when we do things. And the guys that are in here that are military and first responders understand how things work and understand how things are happening. Whereas I've had some non-military people get their feelings hurt because I'm very direct on what I have to say because I don't have a lot of time to say it. So I just, Um,
Maxine?
yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, you got it back going? If you're not deleted, you need to make sure you're changing your oil filters often. And when you idle long periods at high idle, change your air filter every oil. Yeah, that too. Now, every oil change, I change all my stuff out. So I've recently added a crankcase filter to it that I didn't even know I had. So that's that. Okay. For non-hot shot purposes, what trailer do you recommend? I don't know what you're told. Is it for home use? You got a place to park it, get what you want. For non-hot, I have no idea, brother. I mean, if you're hauling a lawnmower, you don't need a 40-foot trailer. So, yeah, RJ, I don't know how to answer that, brother. Probably a 20-foot, probably a 20-foot equipment trailer would do you just fine with metal rams. Hope that answers your question because I'm not exactly sure how to answer that. Vroom, vroom, what you got? Oh, lots of people running hot shot illegally in Texas. Not me though. I'm legit with my equipment and business. Yes, sir. It's the only way to do it because they're going to put you out of business if you don't. It will absolutely, yeah, it can absolutely put you under. Now, some of the things that I've seen recently, I follow a lot of the FMCSA stuff, especially on fines and what they're doing. And look, some of these fines are insane. I mean, they're fining people $300,000 for stuff, and it's like, golly, man. So it's just better to be legal. Story of the week. Got a story. Guys running hot shot, non-CDL, legal eagle. My compliance person is his compliance person. Well, he grew a brain one afternoon, went, sold his trailer, got a CDL trailer, changed his truck from a single axle to a dually, and just kept right on rolling. Told nobody about it. Got stopped in Louisiana, loaded. They pulled him over, inspected him, arrested him, impounded the truck, the trailer, and the load. So he gets out of jail. He flies home. He calls compliance and says, "What do I do?" She's like, "I have no idea what you're going to do." At this point, the truck trailer's impounded. He's charged with driving a commercial motor vehicle without a license. So, yeah, story of the week. Okay, what do we got?
Jeremy answers no, and then
Doesn't affect my ride. Jeremy says the 6-foot, I can also turn 90 degrees with a 55-gallon tank and shocker is. Nice deal. Good deal. So that 6-foot bed may be okay. Yeah. So there you go. Good answer. Thanks, Jeremy. Home use, but I mean company wise for reliability and service ease. Well, if you're using it for home use, you can go with a PJ, Big Tex. All of them for home use are going to be okay. Okay, so Jeff, CDL for the win. Yes, sir. Absolutely stay legit. My CSA scores a 1. Mine is 2. That's absolutely correct. That's correct. You stay legit. Do you prefer bath or grease? Okay. It's a good question. I actually prefer oil bath. It's easier to change, not as dirty. So that's my preference. Not all axles will come with oil bath, but I think you can convert them. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know. Okay. Here's a new one. James Wilson. Hey, James, me and my wife are of different opinions. If your load is delivered and you are not going to another pickup, you're going home, and you run on PC or your drive time. You may not, sir. You are still under a load. Now I want to know who was right, James, you or your wife. Listen, part of the load is picking up the load. So point A to point, picking up the load, you got to be on duty. You pick up the load, you deliver the load. You're still on duty. Now, the last part of the load is coming back, and you still have to abide by your hours of service. Okay, you can't run 14 hours or 11 hours to your drop. Go on personal conveyance. The furthest you can go if you're out of time is the nearest safe haven, the nearest safe parking. If you go from the drop back to home, they're going to bust you on your audit. I'm going to tell you now, they are all over. Not the wife, all right. Not the wife. I told her on drive time. No, that's correct, James. You are correct on that. I can't believe you just told everybody your wife was wrong. You're done. Says you can be right or you can be happy. So, no, guys, that's one of the places there. And I've got one on here. I've got a video. I don't know exactly the name of it, but if you go to the site, there's a video over there about your personal conveyance, and you've got to be careful with that. Personal conveyance. Once you get into the commercial hauling, personal conveyance it's a luxury that they allow, but they don't allow it past that 11, 14-hour rule, guys. Don't do it because they can see those logs. They're going to look at it. You're going to see, hey, he just dropped off a load. He just drove 11 hours. He just dropped off a load. Then he drove another 4 hours home or 2 hours home. They're going to get you. Absolutely going to get you. What do we got? Are we done? Mm-hmm. Outstanding. All right, guys. Well, look, I will get back onto the T-shirt deal, and I'll let you know ASAP. If you need me, please reach out. You know where I'm at. Go to the Patreon site. Help us help them. And look, we appreciate all you do. Southern Magnolia, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. That goes straight to Wounded Warriors and straight over to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So, yeah, if you guys need anything, please let us help you. We'll be here next Wednesday night. If come back, Jeremy will be here next Wednesday. And again, thank you, first responders, for all you do. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. So, Bryan, what? Thanks, Bryan. Yes, you're so very, very welcome. Very welcome. We'll see you next week. Jeremy Deal. All right, back to this Wisconsin. Jeremy, you be safe. Remember, it's just freight, brother. We'll talk to you next time.